Merry Christmas! And welcome back for our very last episode of A Very Cozy Christmas.
Locked in, Yanni. Gee.
Come on.
It's been a
very
cozy Christmas.
Run it back.
A very cozy Christmas. Is that I said a cozy up Christmas. Holy biscuits. Long day. Yeah.
All right. I hope y'all are having the best Christmas ever.
Holly and jolly.
And I hope something special is going on.
Yeah.
I hope you got everything you wanted from Santa, and I hope
that you got your bells jingled. Truly.
Oh, yeah. Jingle the bells.
Jingled bells.
Deck the halls.
Hey, Siri, what does bells of holly mean in Jingle Bells?
Isn't holly like a type of plant?
Oh, yes.
It is
holly
a
is an evergreen plant, which means the leaves stay vibrant green through the whole year.
So
even
we have
winter.
bells of holly.
What is a holly? It's an evergreen?
Yeah. It stays good all year round. But these are not bells of holly because they're not real.
Well, somebody needs to know.
Brixton mist every day.
Yeah.
The other day I saw a squirrel come out of one.
Yeah, Ivy's been digging for acorns.
Yeah, she has.
Yeah.
Fresh scat.
Bro.
Over in the forest.
Here about 10 minutes ago.
All right. Anywho, let's jump into today's episode. This is the last episode of 2025.
Can you believe that?
Can you believe it?
No.
I really, if you would have told me in January that this bad boy was going to spark back up and be what it has become.
Yeah, I wouldn't believe it.
It's so fun. We have had so much fun. And people always like, oh my gosh, you and your friends have a podcast. And I was like, oh yeah, like whatever, like it's nothing. But it really is so fun.
It's something.
And like, it's going to be even more fun in like 20, 30 years when we look back.
Yeah,
at like all the random stuff we've been talking about, like we were talking about in our 20s. Or like when we have kids and this is like still on YouTube and then they look back at like...
It's a virtual time capsule.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's when we need to start getting like all of our friends on here because then it's like little fun memories with them and like our parents and stuff.
No, for sure.
Parents on the pod would be so fun.
So
if you want to get Mama Mitzi on here, I'll FaceTime you and start all this.
Get her up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure she has some wisdom to share.
Well, we're going to have Yanni's family here. Your family's going to be here. Jeffrey will be here sometime in February. We'll get everybody on the pod.
Oh, yeah. Since it is our last pod of the year, because next week's episode will be New Year's Day, so that'll technically be the new year.
Mm-hmm.
Next week we'll be talking about what's coming up, and I think this week let's talk about what is been
a reflection.
Yeah,
a look back.
Yeah,
another wrapped of sorts. To just start off clean, simple, and easy, what's one word you would describe 2025? I said surprising.
I love that.
I think there's been many surprises, good and bad. I have surprised myself. Others have surprised me. I have made impulsive decisions that have surprised me that I never thought I probably would have done.
Mm-hmm.
Surprising is my word for 2025.
That's good. I said mine was refining.
Okay.
I think that like there's a lot of things in my life this year that I have removed that don't fit me anymore, that don't serve me anymore. And whether it's like music, people, habits, thoughts, just like everything in general, just refining.
You're refining.
Yes.
You're getting, there's nothing wrong with a small group of people, a small group of, I don't know.
Yeah. No, exactly.
Yeah.
Like a small circle that we all have the same understanding, values, like,
Small, even like community and like, not habits, but like routine almost, like keeping things kind of like, I don't know, just being more involved, but like staying, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I don't really
just
know if anything
refining
makes
my
sense.
life as a whole.
Yeah.
Just taking out negative and keeping positives.
Yeah.
So that's mine.
I would say mine would be quiet.
Okay.
Quiet growth. I feel like I go through a lot of things and like do a lot of things that change me and who I am as a person. But
quiet.
Yeah.
And quiet's not a bad situation at all, quiet
in private.
For like any other like elaboration of your year for quiet, or just like you feel like quiet more in the sense of like
I have a lot of thoughts on like ways that I've grown and reflected.
Okay,
but
like,
but in a quiet way,
Gotcha.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Should we talk about like go into like what are a few things of our reflection of the year?
Yeah.
You
lead. Yeah, I was like you seem to have like a thought process with that.
I do.
Yeah.
Go
Like,
for it.
I don't
Take
have
the reins.
Okay, I have
Take
a
the
few, but
play.
Should I like say them all?
What?
I have a few, but like, should I say them all?
Just jump in wherever you feel is right.
However
Just go.
you feel this convo is taking
And then
it
we'll flow it.
To start off, one of the things that I've taken away from this year is that being single isn't the only thing that I am. The least interesting thing about me is not that I don't have a boyfriend.
Can you rephrase? Can you not rephrase? Can you say exactly what
when
you
you
just
meet
said?
me as a person,
Yes.
it's not a defining thing for me anymore that I'm single.
Do you feel like it was defining you before?
Kind of,
Or
in a
you
way.
felt in a way it was
In a
defining?
way.
Like,
Because
my
it's-
name's Maddie and I'm single.
Yeah, I feel like if I had a boyfriend, like, yeah, sure, whatever. Like he would be the person I'm doing life with, but that's not. I'm not like. It's not
You
my
aren't
entire
that
life
person.
anymore.
It is not.
There's so much more to me than who I am romantically involved with.
No, 150%.
And there's so many
And
more
that's
interesting
exactly where
things.
you should be before you get into it.
And there's so many more interesting things about me
For sure.
than who I'm talking to or who I'm not talking to.
100%. And I feel like now that we're like getting older, I see it a lot with my family. It's like now when I see them or talk to them, they're like, so, like, especially like grandparents or my aunt, she'll be like, so, who are you talking to? Do you have a boyfriend yet? And I'm like, there are so many other things that have happened in my life that is not the focus. You know, like I don't need like that just what makes me interesting if I have a man in my life. Like, no.
I've never had a family that does that.
Really?
Which is really surprising.
It's not all the time, but they're like
no, a lot of people do. Like their mom's like, all right, when are you gonna do this? Yeah. I almost wish my parents would be a little bit more like, come on. And like bug me enough. So I was like, but I mean, I'm pretty motivated myself.
No,
but
for sure.
I totally
No,
see
I
where
feel
you're coming from.
and the other thing like that goes along with that is that like being single isn't a waiting room for life to start. Like life is happening right now and you can enjoy the right now. And so like waiting for a partner does not define like how you could enjoy your life.
Yeah. 100%.
I agree with that.
I think that's a
wholeheartedly.
beautiful outlook. And even though it doesn't seem probably like I would agree, I do agree. And I think that's a beautiful mindset to have and almost like a essential mindset. Like I said, I think you almost need to have that mindset before you can successfully be in a relationship because you shouldn't depend on your other half to legitimately be like your other half.
Yeah, exactly.
Like your identity or this or that.
Yeah, because ultimately you are in control of your happiness. Your partner is not.
And so when you meet somebody, they're going to add to your life, not make your life.
Exactly.
So that's just how I feel. I like that. You want another point?
Oh yeah,
Sure.
Yanni's right.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
One thing that was really big on my heart this year was we talked about during our Bible study and at the retreat that you can't pour from an empty cup and God isn't asking you to. And sometimes I feel like as Christians, we are called to be hardworking and take care of things and be responsible, but that doesn't mean that we have to work 7 days out of the week. And so I've taken, that to heart, that the Sabbath is the Sabbath. Like really been trying to make Sundays like the day where I don't do anything because I can pour my all and my everything and do everything that I can, have 13, 14-hour days, the 6 days of the week. And then when it comes to Sunday, I want to have it all wrapped up and done so I can quietly enjoy time with God.
This Sabbath thing is actually like so crazy. Not like Sabbath, but like what I'm about to say is like it got mentioned one week, whether it was mentioned at church first or Bible study first, I can't remember. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I think it was Bible study because it was like the first week of that study. And I was like, oh, okay, like this is really interesting to like learn more about it and what it really is. But then like the next week it was Landon's sermon. And then like 2 weeks later, it was like getting brought up in a different form of a different person from a different chunk of the church. And then Steve Carter came in and guest spoke and he talked about the Sabbath. And I feel like ever since it got brought up the one time where I was like, everyone knows, or like not everyone, but like Christians know what the Sabbath is, but nobody not many really pay attention to nitty-gritty.
And I think two flip sides to it too, where it's like you're designed to work for those 6 days and then rest. You know, there's like
Yeah.
flips to it
Yeah.
from both ways.
I just thought it was really interesting that like once it came up, then it like came up here, came up here, came up here. And then it continued to feel more convicted, which is not a bad thing. But I was like, wow, like they're saying it again. Oh, they're saying it again. Oh, they're saying it again. Like it is something to truly like, I don't know. I just feel like that doesn't happen for like, that's not a coincidence when things like that happen, especially when it's like a biblical principle.
Right.
So you bringing that up, I'm like, no, that was definitely heavy on my heart. And I think it's so hard. It doesn't need to be just laying there on the couch.
Well,
not doing
right.
anything,
And I think the other thing too is it just requires a little bit of planning on you know, an adult's or a person's part, because like it's easy to like save things for Sunday, but like when am I going to do grocery shopping, or when am I going to do this or that or the other thing? So it just requires like attention to be like, well, I can't push that off until Sunday, because I need to do it Saturday so I can actually be restful on Sunday and like refresh.
Yeah, because like your Saturdays are Wednesday. I get like all my chores done, my grocery shopping, my errands, my appointments, all done on Wednesday, and then
because then we work.
hope, you know, Sunday we go to church and then we do whatever relaxing, fun, like recharging activity we want to do on Sundays.
So it's just that's like a point of 2025 that is an area of growth, is that I want to take Sabbath more seriously.
Yeah.
And I feel like even like it's something to be noted that you could say that's a way that you've changed your mindset. You've even started changing, even if it's only been, you know, a month or two.
Yeah.
Like that's definitely like a shift in your mind that I think is a pro.
Yeah.
My next one is comparison is sneaky. We are at an age where people are getting married, having babies, one, two, another, buying houses,
getting engaged,
getting careers, doing this. Their journey is not my journey. And I'm where I'm at because this is where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
So looking at how other people are accomplishing things, I can clap for them and cheer for them, but I don't need to compare myself to where they're at.
I have to remind myself that every day. It is so hard not to compare, because I'm like, man, this person on Facebook's getting engaged. This person on Instagram is like posting their ultrasound. And I'm like, dude, when is it my turn? And I'm like, no. Like, Jaya, just relax. It's going to happen when it needs to happen and when it will happen. And yeah, comparison is...
Does comparison drag y'all down? I feel like comparison's never like been super negative for me. I feel like if anything, it just motivates me.
I don't think it drags me down, but it's definitely
it
like
makes you feel like
it stays like in your brain. Like it's a constant.
Because I don't have that outlook on, but like that's very common. But I think
well, I'm just saying, like when I look around and see like people who are like accomplishing these things and I'm not, in a sense that used to bother me, but now I have peace with it because I'm like, it's not my time yet.
No,
I think it bothers me to it in the sense of that I am just getting older. Like I just had my 27th birthday and that freaks me out, because then I'm like, okay, that's kind of like 26 didn't really bother me, but then 27 is a little scary. I'm like, okay, 3 more years and I'm 30 and I don't have any of these things. But there's people who are 22, 23 who are just got it all. So I'm like, you know.
But then you have to remind yourself, like,
yeah, just like look at it. It's like everyone's journey is different.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
Right.
For sure. I've learned that for sure. So.
But like I said, it just motivates me because we're fired up.
Yeah.
I see this, I'm like, all right, we're going to get it.
And there are a lot of, but like those things are out of like, the things that I see that I'm like, dang, it's like, that's not in my control. Like, I don't want to see an ultrasound photo right now if it's not with my husband. I need a boyfriend.
I don't even think I want that right now.
Yeah. Exactly. And like, I need a boyfriend to be a fiance, to have a husband. You know, like I just know that there are steps to these things, and it's just like that's not even attainable. Like, dang, yeah, like that would be nice, but like there's steps that aren't attainable at this moment. If that makes sense.
Yeah. All right. Do you have something on your list you'd like to share?
Yeah. I put that I stopped confusing potential with character. So
fully potential.
Yeah.
Where was that? Was that a Love Is Blind?
Sex in the City.
Sex in the City?
Samantha says he needs to be fully potential.
Yeah.
He was Samantha.
And I just feel like I think we all have this quality is like we see a man and we're like, dang, they're not doing what they said they were, or like they have the potential.
No, they
have
do
the full
have
potential. And then we like find ourselves settling for who they are now and like their character in this moment. And that is something that I have learned to just like not allow myself to like put on the pedestal, you know? If you're not who you say you are, if you're not who you say you are, you say you're not. If you say you're not, who you say you are, then you gotta go.
Yeah.
You really gotta go.
I unfortunately keep getting stuck with the ones who it's like it's acceptable to let the potential, because the last two, have been like recently unemployed because of major life changes, and then like say they're getting this new job,
But
so like that's the one instance where it's like
yes,
the potential is there.
the
and
last
then you
one
wait
for
too long.
sure, but the
Potential
one
doesn't have to-
before that, there
Well, it was the
it's-
same sitch.
Potential doesn't have to be a job, though. It could be like, I really want to communicate with you clearly. And they'd be like, I'm great at communication. And then you're a month in and you're like, you actually suck.
Yes.
You actually need to address
And
this.
it's also,
And then they continue to not communicate.
yes,
great.
and it's also saying they have the potential to do it, but not working towards it.
Mhm.
They're not putting in the effort to become that. They're just being like, yeah, I'm gonna get this job, or like, yeah, it's coming right now. And there's no applications filled out. There's no this, there's no that, there's no calls, there's
Or
no
it's-
meetings, there's no nothing.
Or it's in the aspect of, I'm going to put the effort in and plan dates.
Mhm.
And then you're still the one asking. You're
Yes.
still the one initiating. You're
Giving
still the one doing
ideas.
this.
Yes.
That's not fully potential.
I had a guy who planned a date, right? And then it was time for the second date. And he said, oh, I haven't planned a date yet because I ran out of ideas. It is the second date. If this was like a lifelong relationship, that was
Holy
GB.
biscuits. Ugh.
If it was a lifelong relationship, you're out on the first date.
Mhm.
And the first date was literally going downtown.
Don't let
Where
him
did we
plan
go?
the proposal.
Oh, we went to dinner. But yeah,
Okay.
no, I just thought that was funny.
That's
I
a
was
big
like,
plan.
what, dinner?
To
Crazy.
dinner.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that
And Dun
again.
Bros.
God.
Dinner and Dun Bros.
Let me take you to Denny's.
Not Dun Bros.
Denny's.
Dun Bros.
Jenny's.
Dun.
And that's all I got.
I went
Yeah.
to Denny's once.
Get you a Grand Slam. Let's just go get a Grand Slam and call it a night.
Same guy. I actually ran so much faster. The same guy
That's what
on
I'm
the
saying.
second
Like,
date.
potential is different.
On the
Yeah.
second date that he had a hard time planning, he said he was going to bring me to the sandwich shop because I told him I love sandwiches. We went to the address, no sandwich shop in sight. He was like, what the heck? This must have been... It brought us to a Denny's parking lot. And he was like, well, we could just eat at Denny's. And I'm like, that's a weird way to slide in that you want to eat at Denny's by telling me we're going to a sandwich shop that I'll like. That actually just brings us to a Denny's parking lot. And then we just end up
man.
eating at Denny's.
Just take me home. Take me home.
But yeah, no, not to take away from what you were saying. But
no, yeah.
fully,
No,
like,
it is
so
different.
freaking hard.
And there's so many different aspects where
Because-
they can have so much potential, but then
Mhm.
you just keep hanging on to it.
I think
Yeah.
the thing that gets me is I never want to be a hypocrite or like, I don't know what the other word would be for that. But like, I'm not at my full potential.
No.
So it's like, I think I offer a lot at my current stage,
Mhm.
but I kind of sometimes hope someone will look at me and be like, well, she's not like being a bartender is a bad thing, but like as of right now, I'm just a bartender who doesn't want to be a bartender forever.
Yeah.
So I don't want this man to look at me and be like, all she is a bartender. I want him to be able to see that I am
Well, that's the
trying
thing.
to reach me, but that's what I'm doing to other people.
Yeah, but
There's
that's
always
the thing.
room for growth and things.
There is, but
it's,
that's
like,
the
kinda
thing
the
is
same
that
thing.
like we see our potential and we are working towards something greater than what we're at now. What I have realized is that these people are saying one thing but not working towards it. So like I have to get over the fantasy of who
We
they
don't look like we're working towards it either.
Yeah, but
at
I
all.
maybe,
How are we?
maybe. But I guess that's just not.
But you know what? That's like what I.
But there are
See what
like
I'm saying?
obvious
Yeah.
things. There are obvious things.
But it's like it's kind of hypocritical. That's where I like get stuck in a rut because I'm like, I'm also not where I want to be. So it's
Yeah.
okay that you're not where you want to be, and then it's like a vicious cycle of like, how long am I waiting? But also, how long are they waiting?
There's also
But
a line drawn in the sand of like what is and what's not.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
Like
It's up for
There's-
interpretation.
it's up for interpretation, but it's like so I don't know. It's like they don't have a job, but you can really go get any job. to like be unemployed.
No, for
You
sure.
know?
For the two people that I was dealing with.
Like you can go get any job just to like have a job in the moment.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, I'm just waiting for this one. Just waiting for this one. Well, baby might be waiting forever. And then what?
No. You definitely need to like go get a job. But no, that's just, I get stuck in the vicious cycle.
I can share one more unless you want to go.
No, you can do it.
I just had one that was like along the lines of Yanni's, is that being alone isn't a failure. Like it's really not. Like
it's a gift.
It is
it is a gift from God. There's a whole book about it. I have it downstairs if either of you want to read it. It's the 7 Myths of Singleness.
Yeah. And I saw a video that said, when you are in the midst of your singleness, run as fast as you can to God. And if somebody can keep up with you and tag along, that's your one. And I feel like that's what all three of us have been doing and still need to continue doing. Because don't slow me down. I'll leave you in the dust.
No, for real. That's like such a priority. I think that for all of us, I'd say like this year, I think it's always been a priority, but I think I can see it in all of us and I hear it in all of us. And it's like, it's very, very much more obvious in all of us that is a priority. That is not going to stop us and that is not going to differ.
It's the priority.
It is the priority. And it's like my first question. If like I'm figuring out if you're going to church on Sunday, if you have an actual relationship with Christ, if you are, talking to God in your free time, like you're not just like lukewarm. It's like you need to have a relationship. Like it's one thing to just go to church, but like, does that mean anything to you?
It's also one thing to have a verse tatted on your forearm.
It's like you can do that, but like anybody, how many? It's just,
that's a big thing.
Yeah, I don't even know where I was going with that. I lost train of thought. What did you say that brought that on?
That being alone isn't a failure. And then that was like, saying that when you're single, run as fast as you can to God, and if somebody is there to catch up with you.
I think that's something we've all done this year is truly made that like an actual, maybe it was always two guys, but for me, it was always a kind of a wishy-washy thing. I'd say it and then I'd do one thing and say it and do one thing. I feel like now
I feel like we're all on the same
rooted concrete foundation in the fact that like, that will be the man.
Foundation.
That will be the man that I can't even think it. One of my things that I wrote is, I have in quotes, they're not any different from the other. And I like have written down like the patterns are going to have the same result in any kind of person every time, whether there's like one little tweak. Because like I keep like seeing, goes to dating specifically. I don't really have like relationships that matter. But like I keep seeing the same thing over and over and over again, but the person's slightly different with a slightly different background, with a slightly different story as to why. Once again, like the last two, but then like I feel like I've seen it before with like they're consistent, then they're not, then they're planning, then they're not. And it's like I need to be firm. And like when I see the pattern, we all get the feeling when we know that something's starting, when the fizzle. You get the fizzle feeling. And it's like when you get the fizzle feeling, you got to go. You got to stand up for what you believe in. You got to ditch them. Otherwise, it could go for months. And that just sucks.
And it's just like each relationship has its own set of flags. And if we just keep ignoring the set of red flags from the one before and making excuses for the next one, that has to be like, okay, this person did this, but the next person is doing the same thing, but you're like, well, but it's a little different this time, and like making excuses for them, It's like if you notice that repetitive red flag, you gotta go, as much as it sucks, because then that goes back to seeing the potential. You're like, the potential in this one is way better than the other one, but they have that same flag.
Yeah.
You still gotta go.
On that note, I was talking to Katie, my hairdresser, yesterday, and this leads me into another chunk I have, is like, what did you just say? I have the same red flag.
The same red flag, but the potential in the next person is different.
Right. Oh, I have no idea. I don't think it relates to that at all. It does, but I can't. My brain. I have a goldfish brain.
Okay.
It's something about how you would rather have a piece of them than none of them, and like you keep seeing the red flag and the red flag and the red flag, but like it's just like you want the affection, you want the conversation, you want the text, you want the notification, you want something to talk about and something to do.
Yes.
Well, it's easy to fall into getting the attention rather than having no.
Yes. And it's like, I am so bad. And this is also why I think I'm really bad at communication and communicating exactly what I really, really want to communicate. Because now I've gotten better at slight communication. Like I'm starting to say more than I used to, but I'm still not really saying what I want to say because y'all both know I can say some things. And I'm not saying that to the people. I'm not, because I'm scared. My attachment style is scared to lose them, even if they're not for me. Yeah. So I shouldn't be scared to lose them if they're not for me, but it's like, it just sucks. It sucks to be like, oh, it's another one bites the dust,
It sucks to have your phone dry. It sucks to not wake up.
There's been times now that since me and the last person ended, I will go hours without this thing because I know there's not a single thing on there. You're both home. I'm good to go.
No, this thing quite literally could turn into dust at any moment. Like
I'm chilling
in my hand.
Like today, I didn't have it for hours. It was like downstairs while I was like building a desk up here. I didn't even know where it was.
No, it's
peaceful though.
It is peaceful. But it is like you want to keep a piece of that person, but it's I
want to keep. But it's also like,
do we fall under that category of wanting the same type of person and keeping a little piece of like, there's always that OG person that it's like the OG person, and you find qualities of that person, just the inksky binksky in every other one, and you're like, you just want to keep that piece. But little do you know, that's the piece that you gotta let go of. You got and then you fall into the like, it's the same type of person, and then you try and get out of your comfort zone, and that's when you really do have to switch it up a tickle. You got to get rid of that one little piece.
Remember when I went out of my comfort zone?
Yeah. I was in San Diego for 4.5 weeks.
Wait, what was that? That was a date out of your comfort zone? Okay. Because he was like sick or something?
Well, yeah, we went on the date, didn't hear from him, and then 4 weeks later, he was like, my company paid for me to go to San Diego.
And I didn't bring my phone.
And I was like, huh? And then he sent me like a Google screenshot of a beach.
Yeah,
no, that's an odd. This like I don't get why men do that at all. I'd say reason.
I was like lowering my standards for you almost. Like, you had no right.
No, it sucks when that happens. But it is funny because it's like, why even make that effort? Because clearly you didn't like me, so you ghosted me in a form. So why are you?
Because he talked to another woman who didn't work out. So he was like, I'm going to come back and try.
Or
it's
like that's happened to me a lot this year, where it's like months in between, like 5 to 7 months, and I'll get like a random text from a previous person.
Yeah, circling the block.
I'm so sorry.
It's an ego thing because they want to know if they can still get your attention and hold you and hold its manipulation is what it is.
Why would you you don't want me? You didn't want me the first time.
You, it's an ego thing. They're trying to see if they can still get your attention and they get high off that.
And then they just ditch you again?
Yes, and then they come back. How many times can I manipulate this girl into talking to me?
That's such an odd thing.
Like, can I say sorry to her and she'll still talk to me and try and give me?
And how many times can I do that and manipulate her?
Yeah, I don't ever respond ever. The last guy who did it, I was so happy. I was on a plane when he must have tried to send it. So it failed to send, and then it said sent as SMS. So I know he was stressed, and
he's like, send as SMS.
So the fact that he thought to hold it down because it didn't say delivered, and then he sent his SMS, which then he never knows if it was delivered.
This text really got to get through.
I know, but he has no idea. He probably thinks I blocked his ass, but
heck yeah.
No, I just don't get it. Girls don't. I mean, maybe girls do that, but I don't. I think it's funny every time. It's always the most entertaining, crazy thing to happen that day when stuff like that happens.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the? You're still thinking of me?
Yeah. I did send a text. I told you guys. I did send a text to JS because I was like,
can you tell me what their occupation is?
The mover.
Okay.
Yes. Because remember, we went to Gilbert and then,
he
said everything
reached out. He wanted to do that. He wanted,
and then I literally, it was like midnight. I was driving home from work. I was like, because we just had filmed the pod. I was like, I need to make sure this guy's alive. I have to. So I literally texted him. I said, are you alive? Went through blue. So I was like, okay, probably still alive. Or they already canceled his number and somebody else got it. And then he was like, whoa, that's crazy. Let me tell you something crazy.
Let me tell you something.
Turns out he literally got into a car
Oh,
accident.
no, I do remember this. This is crazy.
Got into a car accident, got a DUI, went to jail. It didn't have a phone for a month and a half. This is
Have you
all.
heard this before?
No.
Oh.
And this happened like a week ago when this happened.
Dang.
And then got a DUI, went to jail, didn't have a phone, like messed up his body, and he's like, yeah, no, I'm just like hurting, blah blah blah. And I was like, well, I just wanted to let you know that Jesus loves you and that you should start going to church. That's literally what I told him. And I was like telling him, I was like, you should go to church, like you should like really think about your life and about your eternity, because you're just like cutting it really close by doing stuff like that, you know? And he was like, yeah, you're right. And I said, well, if you need anything from me, let me know. Jesus loves you. And left it at that.
God bless.
God bless, you know? But he's alive. So I needed to know that for myself.
Mhm.
So yeah. But should I do another one?
Yeah, I don't know where we were in our conversation. So yeah, we can shift gears.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Like I was like gonna add to it, but once again, like I can't keep the thought process straight.
Okay.
So yeah, we can switch it up. What
Okay.
you got?
The one I have on the very bottom, I said I outgrew versions of myself that tolerated less because I didn't know better.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
And I feel like this has been an ongoing process. You and I were having this conversation last night about like realizing things later that were happening before. You know, we were talking about the whole watching documentaries and being like this and being like, you know, you don't.
Last night?
Last night we were in my bed talking about
That was 2 nights ago.
whatever it was. It was just me
It
coming to the
changes.
realization of that there are things that I tolerated because I didn't have the maturity or like the mental capacity to realize what was going on. And I feel like this year I notice things and I like as soon as I see it, I won't tolerate it if it doesn't serve me, you know? So I just like don't tolerate things anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I like stand firm on that. And I won't be manipulated ever again.
Mm-hmm.
And like sometimes you do have to be a bitch. And be like, you have to.
I think I am like so good at being that, except when it comes to men. And I think that's something I want to try to do in the next year, which is like next week's episode.
It's the opposite for me, just because like I've gone through that whole thing with my family this year on setting boundaries and going no contact with a parent, and that's I made that decision, and he actually has been texting me, and I have not answered.
Yeah.
I made that decision for my health because I won't tolerate that. But when it comes to a man, I'm like, I never needed you.
Yeah.
Bye. Like now that's my mindset, you know? But like setting personal boundaries and like sticking firm to it because you can recognize patterns.
Yeah.
No, we're all very, very smart. And like I said, the patterns don't change person to person. Patterns are the patterns, and the patterns have the same result. Pretty much, I mean, at least in my situation, every time 100% success or 100% recession rate or whatever you would call it. It's never been different. When you start to see the fizzle, it's exactly what you think it is. When the text energy changes, when this changes,
it's never
when
going to come back.
Suddenly, it's gone. It's done. And then they're just like hoping it's like they're hoping you end it before they end it. And I let them end it typically. But
yeah, dude. It's weird. Life is weird.
People
are weird.
All kinds of people, even friends. There's some weird whack like acquaintances and
just odd anomalies that we call humans that you just can't even fathom that they do certain things.
It's truly.
No, we were having the conversation a couple nights ago about how you guys had a table come in that was atrocious, and how I said
the
like
soccer, the 40-person
soccer, the stuff that you guys see working at a restaurant is crazy. I said the stuff that parents tell me as a teacher is crazy. The stuff that people in healthcare see is crazy. And then I was talking about the lack of common sense like in our world in general. Like even like I go to Walmart and I'm like, does nobody have spatial awareness? Why is everybody standing so close to me? And why like the lack of common sense, like yeah, people are crazy. It's
just
actually astounding how people can like, function through life when you see stuff they do.
I don't feel like I'm doing anything special. I don't not to knock my mom's parenting and my dad's parenting at all, but like it's not like they did anything magical or out of the norm with us. There's just some people who are so beyond repair. And it's crazy.
Their brain chemistry just doesn't function correctly. If you're
treating me as your bartender or server like that, you treat every person,
right?
You did that to me off rip.
Yeah.
You know, you treated me like that off rip, a complete stranger who is in mind going to feed you. You're clearly hungry. I'm going to feed
all of your food and beverage.
And I'm like, if that's me, a stranger, off rip from the door when I say hello, you are like this to everyone all the time in your life. That is so crazy.
I've had people come into my classroom and treat me weird, and I'm like, do you realize that I can I write your reviews?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, don't play with me like that. Like, stop.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it truly is baffling. But that's when you just have to, that's when it's hard to not let those sides of you come out, is when you're put in those situations. You could have been the biggest bottom dollar snatch to every single one of those people, to the kids, to the parents, to the coach, everybody.
I kept it contained.
But you have, and I wanted to give you a round of applause, because even when I was going over there, I was being the snaggle. I was like, I'm not, where are your, I don't know. I'm at a loss for words because people are crazy these days.
People are whack. And it's it does teach you something.
But then you have to look at that and look at the general population and the interactions that we see with the general population and think how am I going to find someone out of this to spend the rest of my entire life?
Literally.
If this is what I see every day from people just out in the wild, and I need to find someone in this.
Are we going to be in these chairs again in 15 years doing the same thing because we can't find anybody?
Well, I'm hoping we're still maybe in the chairs. But
I'm down to be in the chairs, but talking about the same thing.
No, please, no. Because there can only be so many episodes and so many segments.
This was our 2045 dating round.
I had 2 first kisses.
I got 3 dates. No, but seriously, you guys, it is scary, because then it's when it comes to who I want to raise my children with, I'm like, I can't let my children turn out like any of these people. You look around and
you're like, who?
Yeah.
Where? When? What? How?
It is so interesting. It is truly something I'll think about at nighttime. I just don't get it. I don't understand how it works, but it's not rocket science. It's just it's mind blowing.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have any other points?
Yeah, for 2025, I have no ending to that sentence.
Perfect.
Okay. I was more so thinking the points we were saying.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I know. I was trying to get something out.
Oh.
Do you? You have a whole long list.
2 more.
Okay, go for it.
Okay.
One of them is I learned a lot in myself of to never take the things around you for granted and to be a good steward of what God has given you. And that could be anything from taking care of your clothes to your car to your house to the career that you have to in that sense, because it can be taken at any time, and that's just more of a reflection on Sawyer. And I know obviously he was taken care of and stuff, but things can be fleeting in this life, and so take care of and enjoy the things that you have.
That's been, I mentioned this to somebody recently, where it's that's also been a random focus of mine as of late, is I do catch myself taking things for granted and people for granted, and God, I hate when I notice it, because it's the friends that I have and the family that I have and the support system that I have, I am so incredibly grateful for, and truly I don't know how you guys put up with me. And it's I should never for even half a second ever even think for I just I do. I take people like you guys for granted, I do. And it's
well, I'm not talking I'm talking about taking care of and appreciating it, because it can go anything and any for us this year it was the dog.
You guys could leave.
Yeah. It was the dog, and that was devastating in and of itself, but imagine it was a person, or God forbid our house, knock on wood, but like disasters happen, right? Imagine you lost everything physically. Imagine you lost your ability to walk. And like, I think just taking care of things in a way that shows appreciation
And
for
you're
them
grateful for them every day.
is, and it's like not even big things either. It's like
just literally waking up and being healthy and being able to go do what you need to do. Go to work.
That's what I literally pray every day in my car before I go to work, because sometimes I need a little extra boost.
Oh,
and
no, I'm just like, I say, fill me with gentleness,
and
fill
I'm
me
like,
with kindness.
Lord, thank you for even waking me up. Thank you for even allowing me to go to work today, because I know there are people in this world who want nothing more than to go to a job, any job ever. And I'm fortunate enough to go to work and be surrounded by people that I love and care about and enjoy myself. Even though we do take for granted that, like, work sucks sometimes. And I know you feel the same way about yours. But
that's even
I think at some point
as well, and that's something to
right. At some point, to that extent too, like I've learned I can be deeply passionate about something and also very deeply exhausted at the same time. And that's, I feel like it's a calling in my eyes of the way that I handle my career, and I need to steward that and balance and make sure that those kids are taken care of and safe and they're growing and learning and they feel loved. And so,
absolutely.
And that doesn't mean that there are not hard days, because there are definitely very hard days, but yeah, I think just taking care of like everything, because it's really not, it's from God.
Yeah.
Whether it's like a t-shirt or it's a meal that you're having, and recognizing that it's all that way.
And we're on borrowed time.
You start
so you
getting
just
careless with
never
things.
know.
It's like, yeah,
and that's like a great mindset. I think that's a great way to wrap up the episode itself too. But that's a great mindset of just looking back at the year as a whole and having that mindset. Like no matter what happens, we made it to the end.
And then my last point that kind of ties into that point of like appreciating the people and the things around you is that to be in a village, you have to be a villager.
Yeah, I keep seeing that on TikTok.
You have to be the one. I'm tired. I don't want to take you to the airport. I'm tired. I don't want to go out for dinner. I'm tired. I don't want to invite people over and clean my house and do that. But then when something happens and I need people to be there for me, I can't expect everybody to be there for me when I haven't done a single thing for anybody else ever.
Pour into those that pour into you.
Recently, as you guys know, like to open our house for people who mean a lot to me and like foster those relationships, because like, being independent is cool, but what's even more cool is having a community you can lean on.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's
absolutely.
I have nothing to add. That sounds like a great way to wrap up our 2025 reflection episode. Like I said, I can't believe we're at the end of our year. I can't believe next week is 2026.
Scary.
Holy smokes. I'm excited for next week's episode. I really am. I have more to speak on for the future than I do for the past, but I'm so grateful for this year. It was a fabulous year to me. I think it was great to all of us. Like you said, we all made it to the end. There's still a couple days left, but we all made it to the end. Something to be grateful for in every day, in every event. And I hope you all have a beautiful Christmas with your families or your friends or whoever you're spending it with.
Yes.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. We love you all. We'll see you next year.